Hello dear students. In this lecture, we are going to see the concept of functional dependency. Functional dependency is generally useful for making the database normalized. So we will see now what exactly the functional dependency is. A functional dependency, in short it is written as FD, is a relationship between two attributes, typically between primary key and other non-key attributes within a table. For any relationship R given, attribute Y is functionally dependent on attribute X. This attribute X is generally a primary key. If for every valid instance of X, that value of X uniquely determines the value of Y. If this condition is satisfied, then we can say that there is a functional dependency between X and Y. This functional dependency is represented by X arrow Y. That means X is functionally dependent on Y. The left side of the functional dependency diagram is called as determinant and right side is called as dependent. Let us see some few examples of functional dependency. In this example, the field or the attribute SIN determines name, address and birthday. And if we know SIN or attribute value of attribute SIN, then we can uniquely identify the name, address and birth date. Similarly, if we know the ISBN number of a given book, we can uniquely identify the title of the book. Now consider this table. There are A, B, C, D, E attributes and the instances of these attributes are indicated by small letters. So since the value of A are unique, so what are the different values of A? Values of A is shown by small a1, small a2, a3, a4 and a5. So these values are unique. It follows from the functional dependency definition that A is functionally dependent on B, A and C are functionally dependent, A and D are functionally dependent, and A and E are functionally dependent. It also follows that as A and B and C are functionally dependent on A, that means we can say that A and BC are functionally dependent. This can be summarized at A is functionally dependent on B, C, D, E. So from our understanding of primary keys, A is a primary key which uniquely identifies each row. So if we know any of the attributes of A, that particular row is uniquely identified. Since the value of E, capital E, are always same, it follows that A and E are functionally dependent, B and E are functionally dependent, C and E, D and E are all functionally dependent. However, we cannot generally summarize at B, C, D, E. These four attributes are functionally dependent on E because in general, A and E are functionally dependent, B and E are functionally dependent, and A, B are also functionally dependent. Now combination of B and C, if we take into consideration, this combination is also unique. Therefore, BC and ADE are functionally dependent. Similarly, BD and ACE are also functionally dependent. If C value matches, so D value also matches. So therefore, C is also functionally dependent on D. So this is how we have studied the concept of functional dependency. Thank you for listening.